Hey Nintendo fans and collectors, this is Lithium017 from my channel Nintendo Collecting 101, bringing you a special question and answer video because I hit a pretty decent number. Thank you so much to everyone. I hit 5,000 subscribers. Thank you so much everyone, that's an awesome number, that's great. I remember watching some of my idols on YouTube and they had like 10,000 subscribers and I thought that was insane, so to hit 5,000 is awesome. Let's aim for 10,000 because that's even better. So as a thank you, I posted a question on Facebook. All I said to the people that are following me on Facebook, if you follow people on Facebook, was just, is there anything you want to ask me because I'm doing this Q&A video? So let's get right to it. So these are all from Facebook. Daniel C. asks, what started you in collecting? So that's a great question. What started me in collecting? Now, even though I already had an N64 growing up, I had a GameCube, I even had a Sega Genesis, what started me collecting was probably one Kijiji find, and that included Donkey Kong Country. My girlfriend at the time, she's now my fiance, she loves this game. It's probably her favorite game. So when I found this game, along with 5 other Super Nintendo games like Super Mario World, and I think Donkey Kong Country 2 was in that as well, it was $10 for all the games, and I found them on Kijiji. That's Kijiji. In Canada, it's popular. So when I found them for $10, and I knew that the games are worth $50 or more, I was pretty hooked because I could share the experience with her, have lots of fun for a relatively inexpensive price, and then it ballooned, and now I have my room. So that's probably what started me in collecting. Next question. Great question here, too, from Yusuf Q. How do you figure out what to collect next, and do you have a wish list? I most certainly do have a wish list, but it's on my computer and that's boring to look at, so I can verbally tell you what's on my wish list. So what do I collect next? First of all, I look at my collection, I see where the holes are. Not literally where the holes are, but what I'm missing. So for example, these N64s, there's 9 Japanese boxed ones, and I'm missing one. I'm missing the Midnight Blue one, so that's definitely a hole I want to fill. There are maybe a few controllers for the N64 left that I need to get, some boxed variations maybe, but the main thing that I want to get, and I'm just going to pick up my camera right now, the main hole that I'm trying to fill is my GameCube controller collection that you see there. I'm probably going to go for 1 controller per variation worldwide. I think that's what I'm going to go for, and I want to get those boxes for the GameCubes. There's 14 or so, and I have 5. So I definitely want to get those. That's next on my list, along with some other cool figurines. And those figurines are actually, there's a cool Koopa Kids figurine set of 7 that I want to get. I only have 1 right now. So hopefully that answers your question, Yusuf. Wow, lots of questions. Maybe 20 questions or so. There's lots of questions from Scott Pilgrim. Now obviously he's probably not actually Scott Pilgrim, or else he'd be taking over the world. First question, what's the most I ever paid for a game? Interesting. Most I ever paid for a game. Okay. So the most I ever paid for a game is a Super Nintendo game. And it's called Evo, Search for Eden. It's made by Enix. It's quite rare and it's very, very expensive on eBay right now. So for this game, I didn't just get this. I also got this. And at the time, I got the box, which I knew was sun-faded. It shouldn't be that blue. It should be nice, bright, and colorful. Like, the bottom's not that colorful, but the back. The back's nice and colorful, definitely. So I knew it was sun-faded, but the box is so rare, and the game is so rare, and I think I bought this for, I believe it was something like $100 or $120. This is probably the only game I've ever spent over $100 on, and not only did I do that, but I also bought the manual separately. And just for this manual, I think it was like 30 or 40 bucks or something stupid like that. It's a lot for just a manual. Nothing like the Sculptor's Cut manual. That's going for $1,000 for one manual. Look that up on eBay for $1,000. Crazy. So yeah, for this game in total it was about $150, $160, which is obscene in my opinion for one game, but I don't know why. It looked really cool. I was really interested in the idea, and I played the game. It's pretty good. It's not as good as I would hope, but I think it's a really good game. So that's the most expensive game I own. And the other question that he was asking that kind of follows from that is, what's the most I ever paid for a console? Now, this is a very lame answer. No one's going to like this because a lot of people are going to think it's one of these N64s back here, like the Jusco or the Diehawks, and those were a lot of money. But none of them were as expensive as, so lame but so awesome, the Wii U. The Wii U was like $350. That was the most expensive console I ever bought. The Gundam Char GameCube was in the hundreds of dollars. The other N64s were in the hundreds of dollars, but nothing was this expensive. So yeah, that was the most. This is one of the first... I think this is the second Nintendo console I bought brand new. So I bought the Wii and I bought this one. So it's a lame answer, but that's the truth. Alright, he asked lots of questions. Let's keep going. What do your parents think? From Scott Pilgrim. What do my parents think of my collection? They think it's a little bit of ridiculous, a little crazy, a little OCD, and sometimes a whole lot of awesome. So that's a whole lot bound up into one. They sometimes try and say or ask me when I'm going to sell everything, but they do know that I was very smart and took my time with collecting. My dad collects hockey cards, so they kind of get the collecting bug, and I'm not actually down that much money in this. It's kind of self-sustained and paid for itself. You buy in a lot, you keep what you want, you sell off what you don't need, you're patient, you'll find a deal. Yeah, so basically, I'm not that far in the hole at all with this collecting, which is awesome. Goals in collecting. So I said to finish up the N64 a little bit, to get more GameCube boxes, but goal in collecting, the main one, is to get every good game on a home Nintendo console. I'm not going for a complete set. I'm going for all the good games that I would want to play, so that eventually I can just play games in my free time if I choose to do so, with friends, with my wife, with my kids for the rest of my life, and have a great time. What am I looking forward to? Pokemon catching? No, just what am I looking forward to catching or collecting? Let's see. What am I really looking forward to collect? I think maybe all the Pokemon little figurines. So it's actually catching like Pokemon. I want to get all 151 original Pokemon figurines, probably made by Takara or Tommy. And I will probably put them somewhere in my room. My idea is to put them in my room. If you can look over there below that awesome Super Mario Bros. 3 border I have, below them I think I want to have all 151 Pokemon figurines, because that would be an awesome addition. So yes, that's what I'm looking forward to collecting. I'm also looking forward to getting the GameCubes boxed, especially the Tales of Symphonia green GameCube. I think I want that one the most. So those were Scott's questions. Let's go to one of the most major questions. Most major, if that's possible. Will you ever show your face? So Sick Cooper asked this. He's got a great YouTube channel. Go to him. He needs more views, I think. I think he's awesome. So Sick Cooper, bottom of the video, there should be a link. Johnny and Daniel, they all ask, will I ever show my face? And I've said this in the past, and Cave and B mentioned this. I won't show my face because of my... well, I'd say 3 reasons, really. One, because when you put something online, it's online forever. You can't really take it off. Even if you take it off, someone might have a copy of it or whatever. Once it's online, it's there, it's viral, it might stay forever. So I'm not really sure down the line what kind of job or profession I will want, and if it happens to be a profession that you know is respectable, I'm not sure how attached I want to be to this gaming, or if people will look downly upon it. I don't know. So until I get a full-time job, I'm not quite there yet. I'm close. So until that happens, I'm not sure if I want to ever show my face. And even if I do eventually get a full-time job, I'm not sure if I ever will. The main reason, point number 3 kind of, is even though I speak a lot, I think this speaks a lot for itself. And I wouldn't say, or at least my fiance would argue, that I am an ugly individual. I'm quite fit. I play lots of sports. Love soccer, volleyball, badminton, hockey. Play it all. Play lots of sports. Go for running lots. But you're not judging me as a person in terms of my looks. You know, you can judge my collection, and hopefully it speaks for itself. So that's mostly why. Alright. Someone asks, and this is Nicholas B. Nicholas B asks, and he put them in this order, I don't know why. So he asks, which system should I collect for first? The N64, the SNES, or the GameCube? Now my answer to that is, here's some information for you, Nick, or Nicholas. The Super Nintendo has the SNES. If I said SNES, that angers some people. It's the SNES to a lot of people. To me, it was the SNES. But the SNES has 784 releases. The N64 has 296. The GameCube has 649. If these numbers aren't entirely accurate, this is what I found, anyways, in my searches. So it's a lot easier to get a full set if that's what you're going for the N64. But you might really appreciate a lot more games on the Super Nintendo or on the GameCube. I think there's a lot more games that I enjoy on the Super Nintendo, so it's whatever you prefer the most. What do you connect with the most, Nick? And what do you value the most? What games do you want to play? That's what I would start with. Simon W. asks, do you have an N64 steering wheel? Interesting, because I have a lot of, random stuff for the N64. And I'm going to pick up the camera, and I'm going to show you the steering wheel I have for the N64. It's called a VC racing wheel, and it says right there, as long as you can make it out, for use with the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation games systems. So it works with both. It's kind of cool. I have to give a little shout out to my friend Connor. Connor, you're awesome, by the way. Connor's amazing. It's Connor's favorite games are the Mega Man X games, and that's just awesome. So anyways, I traded him. I can't remember what I gave him for this. I gave him something, and he gave me this back. And yeah, it's amazing. Thanks, Connor. This is an interesting question. What is, let's look at this. What is the hardest game you own, and have you beat it? From John G. The hardest game I own, and have I beat it? Now, I try not to get, I don't know, if I get a game that's really, really hard, usually really, really hard games aren't good. But I have two cases to answer here, and the easy answer for me to say is this game. No one's ever heard of this game before. It's Zelda. I don't even know what Zelda is. Yeah, what's Zelda? This is Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, and this is an incredibly difficult side-scroller. In some cases, it's a side-scroller. I'm not very good at it. Heads up, or shout out to my friend Kevin, who is amazing at this, and shout out to my friend Jordan, who's also very good at this. I've tried beating this game a handful of times. I haven't been able to get into it yet, and when I do, I suck. I'm not very good. So I've never, ever, ever, ever beaten this game, and that's a travesty. I need to get on that this summer. I need to have one of them coach me. And the other answer for that, what's the hardest game I'd ever beat? This is a lame answer. This is going to be really funny. So this is a Sega Genesis game. I think it was also on the Super Nintendo. This is called, this little, kind of sleeper game called The Lion King that no one's ever heard of the movie before. It's not very popular. It's an amazing movie. One of my favorites. Hakuna Matata, damn straight. But in this game, it's not that hard for a while, and then you get to this point where there is a waterfall. They don't show the waterfall in the back of the game. They lead you into false lies, although Timon and Pumbaa look amazing. But in that game, there is a waterfall level where you're small, you're Simba, you're trying to jump across this waterfall on moving logs down. I stink at it. I probably still suck at it to this day. I've never beat the game. My cousin, I watched him beat it once, and I was shocked. I've never beaten this game on my own before. I should do that. Next question. This is interesting, I think. Mario or Zelda? You need to choose one and why. And there's a follow-up question which I'll get to. Which Zelda and Mario games have you beaten or completed? So this is from Lucas S. So Mario or Zelda? I need to choose one or why. Alright, let's compare them. Alright, you got this guy. He's Italian. His name's Mario. He's kind of cool. And then, you're all gonna think I'm lame here. Really lame. Oh my god, it's Zelda. Yeah, so there's Mario or Zelda. Personally, I'd probably be with this. I think, for me, I'd be with this. But that's not what you're asking. You're obviously asking the Legend of Zelda games, Link versus Mario, the Legend of Zelda versus the Mario games. And I have a few tricky answers for this, and my main answer, and not a lot of people might like this answer, but hear my reasoning for a minute. If I had to choose one for the rest of my life, I would pick... Oh, I led you on. Mario. I'd pick Mario games. Why would I pick Mario games? If I put a Mario game in, like Super Mario Bros. 3 or Super Mario World or Mario 64, everyone in the room, their face lights up. Everyone wants the controller, everyone wants a turn, and everyone enjoys playing it. I say everyone, but mostly everyone anyways. If I put in a Zelda game, it takes a long time to get into, and it's not really a pick-up-and-play game. You need to know where you're at. So for that reason, Mario, because I can pick it up any day and play it with a lot of friends. Now, which Mario games have I beat? Alright, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Mario games that I've beat. Home console only, because I usually only play home console. I beat Mario 1. Duck Hunt's on there too. I don't know if I've beat Duck Hunt, but yeah, I beat Mario 1. I've beat the Lost Levels, which I only have really on here, and Super Mario All-Stars Original. So, Mario 1, Mario 2 in my opinion. I beat Mario 3. I've beat Mario World. These are all 100% by the way, obviously. How else do you beat a game? I've beat Super Mario 64 way too many times. There's never way too many times. I beat Super Mario Sunshine twice. I don't like the blue coins. The blue coins, not a fan. The game, awesome, amazing. Haven't played it? Do it. Do it. Flood's not bad. Flood's awesome. If you haven't played it, do it. Play it. Super Mario Galaxy, I've beaten all the way as well. Fantastic game. Blew my hat off. I thought it was incredible. I didn't think it could be topped until I played Super Mario Galaxy 2 and beat that 100%. Got all the green stars spoilers. If you don't know what green stars are, you need to play this and figure it out. So beat that one too. I beat New Super Mario Bros. Wii, and I've beat New Super Mario Bros. U. So I beat all the main Mario games on the home consoles. You're gonna say, what about Mario 2? North America Mario 2? No, that's Doki Doki Panic. To me, it's not Mario 2. It could still be a good game, but it's not Mario 2. For Zelda games, I've beaten Zelda 1. I've beaten with a friend A Link to the Past. I don't know how I haven't beaten this individually. That's embarrassing. I've obviously beaten Ocarina of Time, but I've also beaten Master Quest. So I consider that still part of the home console set, obviously. I've also beaten Majora's Mask only once, I believe, and I can't even remember. It's been probably almost 15 years. Or wait, not 15, but 10 at least. A long time. I've beaten Wind Waker a few times, one of my favorites for sure. I've beaten Twilight Princess, and just recently, obviously, Skyward Sword. So the only games that I'm missing really are that damn Zelda 2, which I talked about earlier. I haven't beaten Zelda 2, and the handhelds. I haven't beaten all of those, but I mainly focus on, the home console stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. There's obviously a whole lot of other Mario games or Link's Crossbow Training, and if you don't know this, I was actually the world record holder on Link's Crossbow Training for a wide range of levels. If you want to look up, just for interest, Lithium 017 Link's Crossbow Training, I'm sure cyberscore.net or something will come up. I'm still probably top 10 in the world, but I haven't played that in like 5 years. Alright, what is your favorite game of all time from Jonathan C? Favorite game of all time? My favorite game of all time is probably Paper Mario. Love it every time I play it. Huge smile on my face the entire adventure. Love it. I can't get over how funny it is. The characters, the way they did the game, the throwbacks in it as well, when you can kind of become retro Mario. The items, all the boss battles, everything. Love this game. This is probably my favorite game of all time. Yeah. Wow. Alright, great question here. My house is burning down. It's burning down. My family's already safe, though, thank God. But you only had time to save one item in the collection. What would it be and why? From Kevin W. Only have one item in the collection to save. What would it be and why? Great question. What would it be? Let me see. You know what? Even though it's hard to get, let me grab it. This is what it would be. It would be my Millennium 2000 controller, because that is one of my favorite items. When I got this, I knew that I was set in collecting. I started off on my way. It's one of 1,000, one of my favorite items in my collection. So, actually, it's probably my favorite item in my collection. So that's probably what I'd grab. Alright, what positive and what negative things have your friends and family said about your collection? From Lucas S. What positive and what negative things have my friends said? Well, I always come down here with a friend when they're seeing it for the first time, and I go, it's messed up, right? And they always go, no, it's pretty awesome. So actually, most people have a pretty positive review. My friends normally go, Dan, what have you done? This is crazy. Awesome, but crazy. Most of my friends just go, what can we play? And a lot of people just walk around awestruck for a while, which is cool. My family friend actually just came in down here. I wasn't home, and they told my parents that it's pretty outstanding. It's a great collection. I'm very proud of it. So normally good things. Sometimes you're a little messed up, but because I keep it in such good order, it doesn't look like a jumble of everything. And he also asked Teddy Grahams or Animal Crackers. My answer's Teddy Grahams, just because I remember eating them more than I remember eating Animal Crackers. Alright, only a few questions left. How did you meet your fiance? Did you find her by constantly searching like you did for a rare N64? Franz K, you're hilarious. How did I meet my fiance? High school. Yeah, we met in high school. We met probably in grade 9 of high school. We started dating, though, right after high school, and we've been dating ever since. And she's awesome. She's fantastic. She's a gamer too. She likes sports. I'm going to have an amazing, amazing life with her. I'm excited. It's going to be great. So I didn't constantly search for her. We had similar interests. If you're looking for someone to date, find someone with similar interests. That's the key, really. Obviously, you have to be physically attracted to them, but interests always help. And the last question. What do you think of DLC? Will collecting essentially be relegated to retro consoles only? By Evan Y. I don't know what I think of DLC. I don't like it very much because I like having the tangible item. I can't resell it afterwards if I'm done playing it and I don't like it. If I don't like it, I'm stuck with it. I can't physically put it on my shelf and come back to it. I don't even like emulation. I like having the real thing. Now, collecting might be obviously relegated to retro consoles only, but I don't know in this generation or the next if they'll ever get rid completely of buying a game, because your grandma and your parents like buying you a game. They don't like downloading them either. So in 10 years, could all games be digital? They could be. I don't like that day. I like collecting. Comic books and newspapers can easily go online, but the comic books are still collectible. So that's kind of what I think about it. So thank you very much for watching. That was a great video. I think I had a great time answering your questions. Hopefully I was informative. If you have any other questions, you can feel free to ask me them below the video. I'll be doing another Q&A video in the future. Thank you for 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't subscribed already, feel free to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook. Have a great day and keep on gaming.